know. But we're going to bring in right now the founder of the Faith-Driven Consumer Organization. That's what it's called. Chris Stone joining us now on the District Institute of Pittsburgh Newsline. Chris, welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today.
Okay, where are you?
Well, right now I'm in Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Oh, okay. Well,
spring break with my kids, but we're based out of Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh. Okay, I recognize that accent there somewhere down there, down south. Hey, what is your organization in 25 words or less?
We advocate for faith-driven consumers. That's a subset of the Christian marketplace. We provide resources and help them engage the marketplace.
Okay, what is a faith-driven consumer?
A faith-driven consumer is a Christian whose faith is a significant enough part of their life that it impacts their daily decisions and choices. 17% of the U.S. adult population, 41 million people, who spend a whopping $2 trillion a year in the marketplace.
Okay, and so some companies, I'll just use it as an example, Starbucks. So they're known to be, their founders, very, very liberal, very open and tolerant of gay marriage, for example, and those sorts of issues. So your members would not shop at Starbucks. Is that a fair statement?
Well, what we do is we provide faith-driven consumers with an understanding of which companies are the most compatible with a biblical worldview.
Okay.
Not who's good or who's bad, but who's most compatible. And Starbucks might be less compatible.
Okay, and ChickFilA would be more compatible.
ChickFilA would be more compatible, but not because it's a Christian company, but because it does follow some biblical truths in the way they treat people.
Okay, well, what they're okay, but that's I don't want to delve too deeply into this, but I just want to understand it.
Okay.
The ChickFilA family, and I forget their names right now, but they are very. I'm sorry.
The Cathy family.
Thank you. They are certainly it's no secret that they follow Christian principles and would support Christian types of organizations and issues from a Christian perspective. It's not just about how they conduct their business, right?
Well, they personally are people of faith, and how they operate their business is on biblical values. But they're very clear it's not a Christian company. It's just a company that operates on biblical values, and that's a nuance that they follow.
All right. So does your organization believe that the actual thrust of this and motivation behind this law in Indiana that's just been passed and signed into law, is it truly to allow people who have a Christian perspective and operate their business on biblical principles, as you've described, is it really intended to protect them if they choose not to serve gay couples or gays and lesbians individually?
Well, I think you need to understand the religious freedom laws across the nation and the federal level. It does not allow anybody, Christian or not, to refuse service to a gay couple. It does. That's public accommodation, and that's not allowed because there's no inherent religious interest in that. It does allow Christians, in the case that you mentioned earlier, who do not want to embrace or celebrate a same-sex marriage by participating, either making a cake or providing floral arrangements. And those are cases that have been settled across the country in states like New York and Washington State, where people of faith have been found guilty of violating those states' laws that do not protect religious freedom.
Okay, I want to pick this up in just a few minutes with you. I want to follow up on that because I don't know really what the difference is. There seems to be a difference without a distinction there between what you've just described and what you earlier described as not being allowed under the Constitution or under discrimination laws, anti-discrimination laws. Chris Stone is the founder of an organization that is called Faith-Driven Consumer. Chris Stone on our on the